guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So today's pick a card is going to be messages and predictions for your month of August 2022. We'll start off with a general overview of your month, so we'll look at the main themes of your month, the main energies that you're dealing with, and then we will move into the specific areas of your life. So we're going to take a look at your love and relationships, your career and studies, and your spiritual and personal growth in the month of August. So there are 3 readings for you guys to choose from today, and each option has a different oracle card as well as a different little crystal. So I'm going to show you each of your options close up one by one, and then please pick whichever one you feel drawn to the most. So option number 1, your stone is Kunzite and your oracle card is happiness. Option number 2, your stone is Lapis Lazuli and your oracle card is I love you or love. And option number 3, your stone is Sunstone and your card is on the right path. Okay, so as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number ones, so if you guys chose the Kunzite and the happiness oracle card, this is going to be a reading all about your month of August 2022, so let's get right into it. We're going to start off with a general overview. So basically in this part of the reading, we're looking at the main theme of your month of August, the main energies that are going to be present, or like the most significant change that is coming for you in this month. So to start off, we have remember who you are. Archangel Michael is coming through and saying, you are a powerful, loving, and creative child of God. You are very loved. And then we also have feeling the world. Okay, so there is this feeling of you guys coming back to yourself in the month of August. Some of you guys could be returning to an activity that you really, really love, because we do have this message of you guys being creative, and we have the sacral chakra here as well. This orange border here, that really does make me think of creativity and getting back in touch with like your spark, your zest for life, pursuing things that you desire. So this could be you guys, getting back into some kind of hobby or activity or form of creative expression that really makes you feel like yourself. And honestly, that really makes you feel alive. But I also do want to mention with this feeling the world card, when this card appears, I see someone who feels things very, very deeply and very, very intensely and really picks up on the energies around them. So this group, this might be the empaths, this might be the clairsentient crowd. You guys are really, really in tune to the energies around you. And the energies of the collective in general doesn't even have to be like physically around you. I feel like if something's going on in the collective, or if something is off in the collective energy, you guys can really, really feel it. And of course, this is a blessing and a curse, because the world is abound with a lot of positive energy, but there's a lot of negative energy out there as well. And it can definitely be very overwhelming when we're picking up on everything. And so with this card of remembering who you are, I think on one hand it could be talking about you guys like remembering this gift that you have, but also remembering how to discern between what is you and what is not you, and sort of creating boundaries there where we don't want to be feeling all the things of all the people all the time. That's not your responsibility to be processing all of this energy and to be transmuting all of this heavy energy. It is a beautiful gift that you have, and it's a beautiful gift that you could use at your discretion, but it's like we don't want that to be on all the time. I think we need to learn almost how to I don't know if you can turn your empath abilities off and on. I'm not sure about that, but learn how to discern and learn how to say this energy is not mine, or this is not mine to process, this is not mine to heal. Even in your personal relationships, like if somebody's going through something, if someone's processing some negative energy, it might just be like an instinct for you guys to want to take that on and want to help them through it, and almost like you're taking on burdens that are not yours to do, or like healing journeys that are not yours to do. And so I think this is about protecting yourself and getting really good at discerning like which energies are yours and which emotions are yours, and literally remembering who you are, remembering what is you, remembering what energy is you, and really coming back to yourself in that way. And actually, these two messages could tie together, because coming back to an activity that you guys really, really love, coming back to a creative project, a form of creative expression that you guys really, really love, that could remind you what it feels like to be in your energy, what it feels like to be you. So that when you go back out in the world, you're like, that doesn't feel like me. Or that's not what I feel like when I'm in my zone, when I'm in my flow. This is someone else's energy that I'm picking up. This is not mine. And like lovingly send it back. Because you guys are just feeling the whole collective, or you've been picking up on emotions of the people around you. Maybe some of you, well, hopefully you'll have a period in this month of August where you could be by yourself. Maybe some of you guys are having a summer vacation, or you're just taking some time off. But I feel like for some of you, it's like you might have a work dynamic, or even a friend dynamic, or a family dynamic that is kind of taxing, that is draining. And when you get time to yourself and you feel that contrast, like the relief that you feel to be back with yourself and back with your energy, that might kind of bring to light some environments that haven't been very healthy for you, that haven't been very positive for you. And we also have the number 13 here on the Feeling the World card, which is the number that is associated with death in tarot, the death card. So I do feel like some heavy energies are being released, like some energies that were never yours, but that were either imposed upon you, or that you just had that instinct of like picking up the energy to heal it and to transmute it and to process it, when that was never your obligation. So let's take a look at some astro cards now, some astrology cards, to see what other energies we have going on. We have Virgo with I Analyze, which is interesting because I feel like part of that archetype of Virgo is wanting to solve everybody's problems and wanting to fix everything. We also have Venus and Don't Let Your Past Hold You Back with the South Node. So somebody with Virgo energy might be significant this month, whether that is you or somebody else. It could also be like someone with Venus in Virgo, but Venus could also be Taurus or Libra energy. So Tauruses, Taurians, Libras, and Virgos, there could be significant people of these signs in your life in the month of August, or, you know, Spirit wants to bring to your attention a connection you have with somebody of those signs. Also, I've noticed that the letter V is repeating. So V could be a significant initial, like someone's first, middle, or last name. But with this Venus energy here, first of all, this could be you guys sort of analyzing the connections that are in your life, because Venus with that Libra energy, it can talk about partnerships. So this might be a month for you guys to take stock of the people who are in your life, and what influence they have on your energy, and sort of seeing where we need to maybe put more boundaries, or even maybe where we need to put some distance or cut ties altogether. But in the same way, we also want to look at which partnerships make us feel really, really happy, and which partnerships make us feel really charged and contribute to this passion and zest for life that we want to be feeling. And, you know, who could I maybe reach out to that I haven't spoken to in a while, or maybe I could go hang out with this friend who makes me feel really, really good. So it's like examining our partnerships and seeing what is working for us and what's not, and where we maybe need to have some conversations and put some more boundaries. Another way I could interpret this Virgo I Analyze and Venus is you guys kind of analyzing what you love. Like, we spoke about you guys getting into some activity, some hobby, some creative project that really, really makes you happy. And so maybe this is encouraging you guys to sort of analyze that, and like, what is it about this activity that I love so much? How does it make me feel? And what does it say about who I am? And are there any other activities that could make me feel this way? Because I feel like when you get down to the root of what you really love and why it is that certain things make you happy, you can repeat that happiness. Like you can find the formula and like paste it and replicate it. That's the word. Replicate it into other areas of your life. So I don't know, if you guys really like painting or something, and then you analyze that and you figure out it's because you love experimenting and you love that activity of like combining different things and seeing what works. Maybe you would discover that you also really like cooking or something like that, because that's kind of the same art. So it's like finding the essence of where your passion lies, and not just saying like, oh, I love this activity, but I love this essence of it. I love that it makes me feel this way. I love that it makes me be this kind of person, so that you can expand on that joy and find other things that you love. Like we want to plant our seeds of joy and watch the crops grow. That was so cheesy, but I just saw the wheat and I really wanted to say that. The wheat makes me think of harvest as well. So some of you guys, if you are, well, actually, it doesn't even have to be a creative pursuit, but it's like the activity of doing something that you love is going to be like bearing fruit for you. So you might be producing something really amazing. You could even be bringing in some abundance, bringing off some money from the things that you love, although you certainly don't have to monetize your passions. But for those of you who are maybe wanting to move in that direction, I definitely think that the wheat is a very positive indication of that. And then with this don't let your past hold you back card, I really think this is saying not to let any experiences you've had in the past hold you back or determine how you move forward in the future. An example that I could give that is kind of maybe easy to understand is like, if you used to be really good at playing a certain instrument, but in your childhood you were forced to do it, so it like took the fun out of it. Or maybe you really loved reading, but then when you got into school, reading became a chore. Like you had to read all these novels and write all of these essays and pick it apart to pieces until it wasn't fun anymore. And then maybe you kind of got turned off from something that you once loved. And this is saying like to not let any of those experiences or any of those bad memories take you away from something that at its core you really did love. I struggle with this with piano because I used to really love it, and then I sort of fell off the wagon. And I haven't played it in a really long time, but my heart is always longing for it. But I tell myself this story of like, oh, but it's been so long and I'm not going to be good at it anymore. And it makes me almost feel like ashamed, almost like I lost my piano mojo, or like I feel bad for not keeping up that skill and feel bad for like letting it go to waste, whatever that means. When really I'm sure the piano's just eagerly waiting for me and doesn't care, and it's just like happy to have me back or something like that. So no matter how long it's been, and even if you maybe had an experience that turns you off of something that you love in the past, it's never too late to pick it back up again, and it's never too late to tell a different story about it. Maybe some of you guys like had a YouTube channel before, but then you kind of fell off because you weren't growing as fast as you wanted to, or maybe there was some negativity that turned you off from it. And we're saying like, don't give that the power to stop you from doing something that you really love to do. So that's how I'm interpreting this this South Node card. South Node and Venus together is kind of giving me like karmic connection vibes or past life connection vibes. Interesting. If there's anyone who makes you feel very intensely, whether in a positive way or a negative way, and it's kind of difficult to explain, there might be something there from a past life. Venus and South Node together definitely gives me that vibe. So that's something to keep in mind. Like if you've ever wondered, like, why does this person make me feel this way? Why do they make me feel so many things? Why do they make me feel so intensely? It could be something from a past life. I just wanted to mention that as well. Also, we have the numbers 13 and 18. This could be like a window of the month of August. Like the dates of the 13th to the 18th are going to be significant. And if I'm not mistaken, the full moon of the month would probably fall somewhere in there. or somewhere close to that. Yeah. Okay, so now we have to look at our tea leaf fortune card. So this part of the reading could show us a specific event of the month of August, things to look forward to, things to look out for, or just any additional messages that you guys need to know. So we have rat, someone working against you behind your back. We have tent, temporary situation. And finger, warning you of a problem either now or in the near future. So also somebody born in the year of the rat could be significant, which is, 2008, 1996, 1984, 1972, 1960, and you keep going back like 12 years like that. It's interesting. I feel like this finger is saying we're giving you a heads up, because this is warning you of a problem. We're giving you a heads up for a little bit of a sticky situation in the month of August. It is definitely temporary. I do feel like it's something that will pop up and then also something that will be resolved within the month of August. Maybe it's like around this period, you know, mid-month when we have the full moon, emotions could be running very high. Things that need to be brought to your attention will be brought to your attention. So someone's sneaky behavior could be exposed to you around the middle of this month. But it's a temporary situation, so I feel like it's going to be cleaned up pretty quickly. Like you'll either talk things through with this person, or you'll just find the rat, no offense to rats, and remove them from your life. But yeah, there's like someone's being sneaky, or someone's not being upfront with you, and there's going to be some kind of confrontation, and then it's going to be resolved, where either like you patch up the dynamic between you and this person, or they exit your life. But yeah, something a little fishy is going on here. So it's just a heads up of that. Maybe this is something that like you guys have been suspecting. I'm not necessarily getting the feeling that this is someone super close to you. It could be like a random coworker or an acquaintance, or even like somebody online who's like, I don't know, talking behind your back or something like that. I could totally see too, like this person like talking about you, but then as soon as you confront them, they become all nice. Like they can't handle it. They can't handle like saying it to your face, or they can't handle the confrontation. And so it might actually be kind of funny. Like, oh, you sure talk a lot, but then when you get confronted about it, you sure become a little scaredy cat and like, oh no, that's not what I meant. I was just saying that because, and you're like, okay, keep on talking, little Mr. Rat. Like, yeah, I feel like this person's kind of a chicken when it comes down to it. Like this is someone who can dish it out, but they can't take it. And the second you ask them about it, or the second you confront them about it, they're probably just gonna like backpedal, and you're like, okay, well, you know, watch yourself. Okay, so interesting. So let's move on now to the specific life areas. This has concluded your general overview section. So now we are going to take a look at your love and relationships, career and studies, and spiritual and personal growth. As you can see, we have one tarot card and one oracle card each for these different areas. So I'm going to start off with your love and relationships. We have the Death card, so that's matching with the number 13. And then we have Chrysanthemum with Truth. Yeah, there's like a bad egg around you guys, group number 1. There's someone who is not having a good influence on you. I feel like this person is overall just kind of negative, so like kind of cynical or pessimistic, or they could even be kind of judgmental. And I feel like you've taken on some of this energy just from being around them, going back to that empathic energy that I know you guys have. Yeah, this is like a pessimistic or a petty sort of person, and you could have taken on some traits of like worrying or obsessing over like petty negative things, or like talking about other people or letting people live in your head. And it's like this energy has been around for so long that you don't notice it's their influence anymore. And I feel like with truth coming out right after, it's like once this person leaves your life, or once their influence is not there anymore, and you come back to yourself, you're like, holy crap. Like when you're in the thick of it, I feel like you don't realize, it's like, how can I describe it? It's like you get used to it, you get acclimatized to it, so that once it's gone and you feel that contrast, you're like, wow, that person really was having an impact on how I felt. That person was keeping me in a box. That person was keeping me more small-minded than I need to be. That person was keeping me thinking negatively. And I think this is you. And we talked about you guys analyzing your partnerships. This is you like taking action or taking accountability and saying like, I need to distance myself from these kinds of energies so that I can empower myself, so that I can get back to my true self. Because I really feel like you guys, your true self is so passionate and energetic, and you just have this love for life. And I feel like when you guys are in your zone and when you're in your unique flow, you're so creative and you're so funny and you're so fearless too. Like I feel like you're really bold and outgoing and fearless, but some influence of the energies around you has made you like small and scared and made you want to like conform and stay in your box. And I feel like you guys need to free yourself from some connection. This could be like a specific individual. It could also be like a community, like a friend group or an online community. And it could even be family members, which is kind of sad when I see that. But family dynamics can be toxic too and have a negative influence as well. And I do think it will be up. Usually death is like a clean break or a clear cut, but I do want to say that it could be up to you guys whether you feel, okay, this connection just needs stronger boundaries, or I just need a little bit more distance with this person. Because I feel like sometimes, like in the example of family, for example, sometimes as long as you keep a healthy distance and you're not like in each other's business all the time, and maybe like you're not living together, for example, you know, you can stay friendly and you can stay having a positive relationship. But sometimes when you get in too close quarters and too much of your life is meshed together, it can cause problems. So you guys might find in your case, you just need to put a little bit of distance and just put a little bit more boundaries there. Like, we're not going to get involved in this part of each other's lives, and, you know, we can stay in touch regarding this kind of thing. Or some of you might feel like you want a clean break, but I feel like there is some kind of release going on with regards to significant connections in your life. And having this person's energy away from you or having their influence removed, it's going to remind you of the truth of who you are and how free you can truly feel and how happy you can truly feel and how you deserve to feel. Like, some connection has been kind of a heavy weight on you, and we're releasing that. I do want to mention though, the card that you guys chose is happiness, and we see a group of people all together. So I do feel like you guys have a core group who really loves you and really looks out for you, and that you're gonna be okay through this transition, because you are very, very loved by people around you. And I even felt this here, that you guys have really amazing people in your life, and they will give you strength through this transition, whatever it might be. But yeah, it does look like a significant connection is being released, or you're being encouraged to think about releasing or creating some distance in a specific connection. So the next cards that we have are for your career and studies. So we have the Four of Swords and Dahlia with Patience. Okay, so I was kind of hoping, I think I mentioned before, I was kind of hoping that you guys would have some time off, or like some vacation time, or some time to yourself. And with this Four of Swords, I definitely feel like that's the case, because this talks about a period of rest, of inaction, of, you know, taking time to recharge and rejuvenate and just relax. So you guys are definitely getting some time off in the month of August. Like, maybe you're a student who's on a summer vacation, so you already knew that. But this is confirming to you that it's going to be a very relaxing time. Your vacation will be very, very peaceful. Maybe it's because this negative influence is out of your life and you can just breathe and you can enjoy yourself. You can do whatever you want. I think you guys are feeling a lot of like freedom this month. So maybe you're going on like a trip that you've really wanted to go on, like a solo trip or a trip with friends. You're feeling like free and you're feeling independent. You're feeling like the world is your oyster and you can go out and do whatever you want. And that's not really a thing with the Four of Swords, I don't think. It's just something that I'm picking up for you guys. If you guys are self-employed, this could be indicating that, well, it could be just encouraging you to take it easy in the month of August and not like pile on too many things to do. And give equal priority to rest and give equal priority to your other hobbies. I feel like especially for those of you who do something you love for work, like your work is a hobby and your hobby is work, we still need to give time for rest and we still need to give time for our other hobbies. Like, speaking as someone who does something that they really like for their work, like I love tarot readings and sometimes I'm like, yeah, like I'm gonna film every day, and then I have to stop myself and be like, no, you're not. No, we're not doing that. We're taking a day off today because you're gonna burn out. And like, yes, you can definitely burn out even doing something that you like. So I have to remind myself, like, just because you like it, you still have to have balance in your life and you still have to have rest in your life. So I feel like you guys are definitely being encouraged. This is not really a month to take on super huge goals in your career or in your studies, and to more just like take things easy, business as usual, maybe even a little bit less, and like allow yourself to have a slower month. It could even just be that this month happens to be slower for you, and this is letting you know that there's nothing wrong with that. Like if business is a little slow, if we're not progressing, this might be a month where you're just like maintaining your, you know, your sales or maintaining your numbers or whatever it is, and we're not seeing a lot of like huge crazy growth, and that's okay. It's kind of a slower time is the vibe that I'm getting. And we also have patience here, right? So I think, you know, the phrase that's coming to my mind with the Four of Swords and patience is like, what is it? It's a marathon, not a sprint. Or there is some expression to that effect, but basically to think of your career and to think of your goals as a marathon, as something that is long term, and we're not like sprinting and using up all our energy now. And like, it's okay for things to be stagnant sometimes, or to do a little bit of this, like, ooh, and I just saw 26 on the camera timer, which these numbers, even numbers, are all about balance and harmony. Again, I feel like you guys are being encouraged to really value the positive connections in your life with the numbers 2 and 6, and also they add up to 8, which is a number of abundance. So it's almost like Spirit saying like, your money's gonna be okay, your wallet's gonna be okay, you can take a little break and enjoy quality time with your loved ones and enjoy quality time with yourself and doing other things that you love, and be patient and allow your business to grow slowly, or allow your career to progress slowly. Like, this is not a race, this is not a sprint, we're not going anywhere. Fun fact, that's actually why I have this "'cause we're going nowhere" tattoo. Like, slow down. Where are you trying to rush to? That's the feeling of it, because I'm an Aries, so I definitely have to remind myself of that sometimes. Yeah, this is a month for enjoyment and relaxation and recharging for sure. Okay, so now let's finally take a look at our cards for spiritual and personal growth. So for your tarot card, ooh, I like this. We have the King of Wands. I really like the King of Wands. Actually, one time I was like shuffling the deck and I wanted a card to represent me, and the King of Wands came out. So I was like, ooh. Anyway, I don't know why I told that story. So yes, King of Wands, and then we have Tulip with Fame. It's kind of cool that you guys have Tulip, because Tulip is like the flower that blooms in May, I think. At least in my hometown, we have the Tulip Festival in the month of May, and it's really pretty. Yeah, so let's talk about this King of Wands here. We do have some fire energy coming through here, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. I should also mention that the death card is Scorpio energy, although I felt like this was more about like just the energy of the card rather than like a specific Scorpio person, if that makes sense. But Scorpio energy could be significant as well. And then I believe actually the Four of Swords is associated with Libra, which we mentioned before with Venus. So that could be significant as well. But it's very interesting that we have fame here. Like you guys are definitely, whoa, confirmation? I think so. You guys are definitely going somewhere with a creative project of yours or with a career path of yours. You're definitely, first of all, with the king here, you're definitely moving towards mastery and you're moving towards a lot of recognition. I know that fame is not necessarily a product of every career, you know, like famous musician, famous creative. I guess there can be a lot of famous, like there can be famous chefs and famous lawyers and famous entrepreneurs and stuff like that. Yeah, there's a lot of different careers where you can be famous, but I guess there are some careers that are less conducive to that. So if fame doesn't really resonate for you guys, like this could also just be indicating that you guys are getting a lot of recognition and a lot of celebration from the people around you, from the people who work alongside you, through the work that you do. And I actually feel like this is coming out to reassure to you guys that like you can have these slower months and you can take breaks and you can have periods of slower growth and still reach all of your goals and still be successful. And this message is making me kind of emotional. So maybe you guys have been putting a lot of pressure on yourself to like keep grinding, or putting a lot of pressure on yourself to always be full of ideas and always be full of inspiration, almost to the point of like you might feel like a phony or something if you're not always full of inspiration. Like, just for an example, like if you guys are a writer, but there's a lot of times where you don't write, there's a lot of times where you don't feel like writing and you don't have any ideas, that might really get to you and make you feel like, am I really a writer? Can I really call myself a writer? And I feel this way with music too, like, because I have this idea of like, oh, musicians are just always like every day they have a million ideas for songs and like they're always writing and they're always in the studio. Because like that's what we see on social media, right? Musicians are like, hey babes, how are you doing? I've just been writing so many songs. I've just been in the studio all the time. And maybe they are, but like, I'm not like that, right? I get like bursts of inspiration and then I don't feel like doing anything, but I compare myself to this standard of like always being musical, always having a million ideas, always creating, and then it kind of makes me feel bad. So I feel like there's a lot of different parts of this reading that I can relate to, but I'm gonna be taking notes a little bit here. But I think this is something that a lot of us struggle with, like the lack of motivation, the lack of inspiration, and like the feeling of guilt that can come with that, or like imposter syndrome is a big one too, that I think a lot of us can struggle with when we're pursuing something and we really care about it. But I definitely think this is coming out as reassurance that like you're allowed to rest and you're allowed to have other things going on in your life. Like you're allowed to be a well-rounded person, and you don't have to pour every single bit of your blood, sweat, and tears into one thing in order to deserve success or in order to find success. You can have, you know, other hobbies and you can not feel like doing it sometimes, and you can still put in efforts and make it work. You still can find that success and you still deserve that success. And with the King of Wands and fame here, you are reaching a some of you guys are reaching a level of fame. You're reaching a level of fame in what you do, or you're becoming very well known in a specific community, in a specific niche, or your reputation is becoming very, very good. Some of you guys, like word of mouth is going to be really positive for you. Like you could be getting a lot of positive reviews, or like your clients, the people you've worked with are like spreading positive buzz about you. And I feel like, again, this is even more reassurance. Like for every one rat who might be talking some stupid shit about you, there's like hundreds of people who are saying amazing positive things about you. And this person can't even like stay committed to the shit that they're talking anyway, because the second you bring it up, they're like, oh no, that's not what I meant, like I meant that you're so amazing and beautiful, and yeah, no, I love you. Like, they're a pussy anyway, so like don't worry about this rat. This is like your reassurance that you're doing amazing, that your success is coming to you. We just have to be patient, and I think take a little bit more of a gentle approach, honestly. And remember that taking it slow and taking a gentle approach does not mean that you're not worthy of success. Like, you don't have to eat, sleep, and breathe something to be worthy of success in it. You're allowed to be a person and do other things. You just are. And with this King of Wands and the Peacock here, this is like deep pride in yourself and deep confidence in yourself. And with this, don't let your past hold you back. Like, this is you. I feel like this is the real you. This fiery, passionate peacock. This smoldering peacock. This is you guys. This is who you really are. But something in your past, like, made you not feel this way. Whether it was, you know, somebody's dumb comment or a perceived failure that you went through, a rejection that you went through, or things just weren't coming off the ground. But you're not letting that hold you back anymore, and you're embodying this King of Wands again. You're embodying this peacock that you truly are again. And I swear there's some deck I have where there's a peacock on the Six of Wands, which is also the card of fame and victory and being celebrated. So there's some big win coming for you guys in your career or in your creativity, in a project that you're working on. And you're going to see this month that you can take it easy and you can have a more well-rounded life and still get those big wins. And I think this is going to take a lot of pressure off of you, which is really, really nice to see. So this is also you guys like embracing your individuality and embracing your uniqueness. And it's so funny that I was picking up on like freedom and independence earlier in the reading, when that's very much things that I would associate with the King of Wands, but not so much the Four of Swords. So maybe like I was already picking up on his energy before he came out, because it's tied to your career in some way, because this is like the career section of the reading. But yeah, take it easy, take it slow, keep the balance in your life, and success is ascertained. I want to say it's ascertained for you. Wait, I almost forgot, or I did forget. I wanted to use this Oracle deck just at the very end, because this is a new deck that I got and I was really, really excited to use it. But it's because I normally end the monthly readings here. Like, I just do this and end it. So my brain just, I don't know, my brain forgot. But I wanted to take a few of these cards at the very end of the reading. They just have nice little messages on them, and I won't necessarily be interpreting them, but just, I thought it would be a nice little way to close things off. And oh, I love it so much, the gold, and it's like really sparkly. Okay, group number 1. What messages can we end off the reading with? Ooh, interesting. Plant a seed and wait. And we were talking about you guys having patience, like big things are coming, but let's take it slow. See with eyes of love. So again, I feel like we're really, really focusing on our positive connections this month and the people we truly love and the people who truly love us. I also think this can be talking about you guys looking at yourself with eyes of love. And you're being encouraged. I almost wanted to say you're being challenged, but then it sounds very intense. You're being challenged to look at yourself in a gentler way. So I know negative self-talk can be kind of hard to overcome. And, you know, I don't want you to like beat yourself up if you have those moments, but maybe just challenge yourself to see the other side of things. If you have said something negative to yourself or had a negative thought, even just challenge yourself to see like, what would a more gentle way of speaking to myself be in this situation? I've been doing this a lot with myself, because like I've just been beating myself up like, oh, I shouldn't have done that, and I have to stop myself. Like, there's no way, like if I do something and it has a bad result, I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have done that, and I have to stop myself and be like, but how could you have known that? There's no way that you could have known until you tried it and it didn't work out. So like, and so I've been kind of challenging myself to see the more gentle way of speaking to myself. So it's like asking, what would someone who is being kind to themselves say? What would someone who's being gentle to themselves say? And try that as like an exercise. We have emerge. Ooh, we're planting a seed and waiting. We're seeing it with eyes of love, and then it's emerging. That's so cool. And finally, we have I am connected to the earth. There's a lot of like earthy imagery here, like planting a seed in the ground, a flower coming out of the ground, you being connected to the earth. You guys might want to try earthing this month. If you haven't done it before. If you have, you might want to do it again. Basically just placing your bare feet on the earth. And you know, we spoke about you guys releasing energy that doesn't belong to you and releasing heavy energy, releasing negative influences that have been around you. You can actually put your bare feet on the earth and ask the earth to absorb it for you. And visualize this energy leaving your body through your feet. And the earth soaking it all up, and now you're light, now you're free, now you're weightless. Yeah, I really, really love this deck. Like I just got it. It's the first reading I'm filming with it. I don't know if it's going to be the first one up because my uploads are just a mess, but I really, really like it. Okay, so back to, well, no, you know what? I'm just going to do the outro again because then it's going to be weird. There's going to be a jump cut and these aren't going to be there, and that's weird. So group number one, these are all the messages I have for you. So I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a-cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. And I have a music channel. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song, so if you're interested in hearing the full version of that song or any of my other ones, the music channel will be linked down below for you too. Group number one, I am sending you so much love. Please excuse this messy tail end of the reading, and I wish you guys an amazing month of August, and sending much love to your spiritual team as well, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Hi number twos, so if you guys chose the Lapis Lazuli and the I Love You card, this is going to be a reading all about your month of August 2022, so let's get right into it. We're going to start off with the general overview part of the reading. So basically in this first part, we're going to see the main themes of your month of August, the main energies that you're dealing with, and any very significant events or changes that you should know about. So to start off, we have claircognizance, and Archangel Uriel is coming through to say, pay attention to thoughts and ideas that come to you as they are answered prayers. And we also have time machine. Wow, so right off the bat, psychic abilities are definitely going to be heightened this month. Just in case there are some of you who are not familiar with the word claircognizance, basically it is the psychic gift that has to do with psychically knowing things, like bits of information, thoughts coming into your head, almost as if out of nowhere, but they're providing you some sort of answer, some sort of clarity, some sort of information. Basically knowing things without a 3D explanation or without a logical explanation. So your claircognizance is definitely going to be on fire this month, and it's very, very interesting that we have time machine right next to this, because I feel like time could start becoming a little bit wonky this month, or maybe this is something that is already starting to happen for you guys. And what I mean by that is like knowing that things are going to happen before they happen, or knowing, yeah, like knowing things that haven't happened yet. And then maybe someone asks you like, wait, how did you know that? That hasn't been talked about yet. Or like, I didn't tell you about that yet. How did you know? That hasn't been decided yet. How do you know? And you're like, shit, I don't know. So like information coming to you without you knowing why, almost as if part of your consciousness is already in the future. This could also be you guys having dreams about things that are going to happen in the future, and then they do actually end up happening. Maybe a dream that you guys have previously had is going to be coming true in August. And I also feel like this month you guys could be having like really weird deja vu. Like, obviously you've never been in August 2022 before, or maybe you have, I don't know. But it's that weird feeling of like, wait, I've already been here before, or like I already knew this was going to happen. If you guys have had that experience before, you will definitely know what I'm talking about. But it kind of feels like the way you perceive time is going to be quite wonky in the month of August. A little bit more rare, I think, but a lot more weird is that feeling that you have shifted a timeline. This is something that has happened to me a couple times in my life where it's like I literally wake up and the timeline of my life is different. Like, things that had happened in the past, I'm in some reality where they didn't happen, or where things happen differently, and it's really freaking weird. So you guys could be timeline jumping as well. Yeah, having visions of the future, having deja vu. It seems like your consciousness is being spread into the past, present, and future. You could also be getting really interesting insights, like past life memories, past life flashbacks coming back. But yeah, your consciousness is kind of all over the map. And Archangel Uriel is actually an angel who has been kind of around me recently, which is new. But what I've noticed about Archangel Uriel is that they're very, very clear with their messages, like super clear, super literal. They will likely come to you in like a fully formed sentence, not just like an abstract wisp of an idea, but you will get like full clear sentences coming into your mind, very clear about what is going to happen, about what the answer to your question is, what you're supposed to do next. So look out for like really, really clear messages coming to you rather than like symbolic. That's just what I've personally experienced with Archangel Uriel. I don't know, they may do it a little bit differently with you, but I just thought I would share that little tidbit. And I do also want to point out that this time machine card is related to the root chakra. So, I mean, if you guys are having fun with this energy, I feel like you're safe, and I feel like you can very much have fun, like jumping timelines, looking into your past lives, seeing into the future. But however, if you're starting to feel a little bit overwhelmed, because, you know, it can be mentally draining, and it can also be overwhelming. Like, what the heck is going on? What is all of this information? What am I supposed to do with this? If you ever feel like it's getting a little bit overwhelming, I feel like grounding exercises can be really, really helpful. Root chakra, getting back to your physical body, getting back to, I was wondering what the number 3 was talking about. I was like, let me just ignore that because I don't know what it's talking about. I think this is talking about the 3rd dimension. Getting back to the 3D, getting back to your root, getting back to your body. Because you could be feeling a little bit out of it. You could be feeling a little bit spacey, a little bit in the clouds, because your consciousness is everywhere. And so if it ever gets a little bit overwhelming, any exercise that makes you feel back in your body, whether that is a breathing exercise, whether that is stretching and breathing, like consciously breathing deeply, really helps for me. Any type of physical exercise, whatever it is for you that makes you feel like, okay, I'm here, I'm present, I'm in my body. Keep that in your, keep it in your back pocket or something. Keep that little trick up your sleeve if it's ever getting a little bit crazy. But yeah, your psychic abilities and your ability to have your consciousness travel through time to the past, to the future, or even to a parallel timeline, really, really on fire, really, really off the charts this month, which is super, super cool. Okay, so let's take a look at some astro cards now, some astrological cards, and see what other information we have for you guys. Ooh, so we have Venus with love, the 7th house, which is also about partnerships. And then we have the full moon in Taurus with your dreams need a practical plan. And we also, I'm running out of space, so let me just move some stuff over. There we go. Okay, this is good enough. You know, it's very interesting. We have Venus here, and then we have the 7th house, which is related to the sign of Libra. And then we have Taurus, and both of these signs, Libra and Taurus, are ruled by Venus. So that's kind of cool. There could be a lot of Taurus energy around you in August, or a lot of Libra energy around you in August. Or there could be people who have Venus in Taurus or Venus in Libra. And there could also be maybe somebody has Taurus in the 7th house, which would make them a Scorpio rising. Or this can just be more the general energy that you guys are going through in August. First of all, very literally, it looks like this is going to be an amazing month for love. So whether you are looking to meet someone new or get closer with someone you already know, or you're even already in a committed relationship, I do think, and yeah, it's no surprise that you guys were drawn to the I love you card. I feel like your love life is going to be incredible in the month of August. I think you're going to get to spend a lot of time around people you truly love, whether that's a romantic love interest, friends, family, or honestly all of the above, because as you can see, she's so lucky. Oh my God, I would love to be hugged by 3 cats. But I feel like this is representing, you know, all of her loved ones. There's multiple, there's, you know, a romantic partner, there's friends, there's family members. Like, you're gonna feel so surrounded by love in this month, and it's really, really lovely to see. And also, I love that we have like Libra and Taurus energy here, because you're getting like both sides of the Venus energy. On one hand, Venus talks about love and partnerships, but it also talks about, I want to say the word opulence. Like, it talks about material wealth and enjoying the finer things in life. And so I feel like this is also something you're going to get to do in the month of August. There might be a little bit of extra money coming towards you this month, especially in the forms of like a bonus or a really generous tip or a really generous gift, or, you know, someone's treating you to something really, really special. But I feel like the Venus accompanied by the Taurus energy is showing that you're definitely going to be enjoying like the material side of life this month as well. So maybe you are eating your favorite foods, or you're going out to eat somewhere really, really fancy, or you spoil yourself like with a nice bag or nice shoes, or honestly, it doesn't have to be clothes. It could be crystals. It could be getting yourself a really nice chair or really nice sheets or something like that. But I feel like a really lovely material purchase is coming in for you this month as well. Ooh, and also, let's talk about the 7th house of partnerships with this message of your dreams need a practical plan. Some of you guys in long distance connections, you'll be starting to make concrete plans to meet in person, whether it's like a romantic long distance relationship, or maybe you have friends who live far away and you're starting to talk about your next visit, and those plans are really, really shaping up. Or if you have a love interest, you're starting to talk more concretely about where is this relationship going and your plans for the future. It's like concrete plans are starting to shape up within your partnerships. Oh, this is such nice energy. I'm really, really happy to see this. So now let's take a look at your tea leaf fortune cards. So these could be like specific events that are coming in the, 11:11. I just saw 11:11 on the camera timer. Specific events that are coming to you in the month of August, things to look forward to, things to look out for, or just any other messages that you need to know. I should also mention we have the number 3 and 4 here, so the 3rd or the 4th, or those 2 days of August could be significant. Okay, so we have key successful outcome to your problems, Ring, a marriage will take place, either romantic or business. And Harp, with great happiness. Wow. You know, I'm always so impressed and so like blown away when every single card is something positive, because you guys might know, like, the tea leaf deck is very much like it's like a roulette, what do you call it, like a crapshoot. You just don't know what you're gonna get, and I feel like there's equally like positive messages and equally kind of tough messages. So when you get like 3 out of 3 positive, I'm like, okay, this is going to be an amazing month. And again, with this ring and with this Venus and 7th house and with this I love you card, like, there's something really, really good coming for you guys in love. Like, there is some new commitment that is being ascended to, or there is some really significant loving bond in your life that is going to be growing deeper. If there's anyone in your life you love or that you really care about that you've been having some conflicts with, not really seeing eye to eye, having some problems, I feel like the key is indicating that in August you're really going to be working things out with them. Everything is going to be okay. And I'm also thinking of the key as like having the key to someone's heart, or someone having the key to your heart. And then the harp is making me think of like harmony, like you're playing the strings in harmony, you're tuned to the same frequency. Really, really, really beautiful energy for love and relationships. Some of you guys may even be talking about engagement or marriage or getting engaged or just entering into a committed relationship if you aren't already. Of course, this card also says business. It could be a business partnership, but if I'm being honest, the vibes are definitely more romantic. So maybe for most of you, this is a romantic thing. And then obviously, I don't really have to interpret the harp card that deeply. You're going to be very, very happy this month. You're going to be very, very happy with your relationships. You're going to be very, very happy materially. It's like your material needs are met and your emotional needs are met. This is very much like 10 of Pentacles energy, 10 of Cups energy. Like, you're reaching the pinnacle of your fulfillment, and honestly, just enjoy it. That's just the advice that I have for you. Just enjoy it. You know, even though you may be time traveling and going all over the map, I feel like you're gonna want to be right here, right now. You're gonna want to be in your physical body in August 2022, enjoying the life that's right here in front of you, because it's so beautiful, and I'm so happy for you guys. Okay, so yes, this concludes the general overview part of the reading. So let me just drink my tea. Today I'm drinking apple rooibos tea, and it's beautiful. Okay, so we're gonna get into the specific life areas part of your reading now. So as you can see, we have a tarot card and an oracle card each for love and relationships, which we already know is going to be amazing, career and studies, and spiritual and personal growth. So let's start off with your love and relationships. Oh my gosh. This is literally the card that I just mentioned. Like, complete fulfillment. You guys have 10 of Cups energy. Honestly, I was kind of thinking in the back of my mind, like, oh, it's gonna be awkward if I just said like your love life is amazing, and then we flip over this card and it's like a challenging energy. But you guys are having a really, really good streak. And yes, the 10 of Cups represents like the epitome of your happiness, the epitome of your emotional fulfillment, having everything you want in your love and relationships. And for your oracle card, we have Buttercup with child. So very interesting that we have this child card, and then on this card, the couple is holding a little baby. So there might actually be a new baby entering the world in the month of August, or announcements of a baby. Whether that is you, or it could be like a close friend or a family member who's announcing a child. I just add that interpretation in case like those of you watching are child free or don't want children, or like that's not in your plans. If it is something that you're wanting, then obviously this is a very, very good sign, because we have 2 cards that are indicating child. two cards that are indicating children. Oh, you know what else this could be? Going back to that like long distance energy that I was picking up and like making concrete plans to see each other. Maybe, for example, like maybe you had a child recently, but you have friends and family who live far away and they haven't gotten to meet your child yet. And then maybe this is like you're making concrete plans so that they can come and visit your child, or like vice versa. One of your close friends, one of your relatives had a baby and you haven't gotten to meet them yet, and so you're making plans to finally get to meet them, and it's like really exciting and really, really emotional, because you can see in this card, not only does this couple have a baby, but they're like, it looks like they're presenting it. Like, look at my child, meet my child. So there could be some of that going on, or maybe there's like a baby shower happening this month. But yeah, there's like, or there's children around you in some way. Now, again, if this is like not you, you're not having children, or people around you are not having children, when child messages come up in readings, it can also be referring to our inner child or our innocent childlike nature, that playful, carefree, silly side of us who just gets to express themselves without worrying about judgment or worrying about how they're coming across, and just gets to open their heart and let their heart sing with like pure, unfiltered joy. So what this is telling me is that in your relationships, and I already knew that you're around people you truly love and people who truly love you, but these are people who love and honor that childlike aspect of you. Who you are when you're the most comfortable, who you are when you're the most unfiltered. So if the unfiltered version of you is like really silly and loud and crazy, then these are people who love that silly and loud and crazy version of you and make space for them and honor them and have fun with them. Like, you're going to feel very, very carefree in your relationships this month. Like, you don't have to worry about how you're coming across and what they're thinking about you and filter yourself. And that's so exhausting. It's really so mentally exhausting. And just being able to be in the flow and be yourself and have fun with your loved ones, that's what we want. And that's the energy that you're going to really be in this month. You could also be reuniting with like a childhood friend or like a relative who's been really, really close to you since you were a child, like a cousin you were really close to, or like a grandparent, an aunt or uncle you were really, really close to. And I love that your flower is yellow too, because that's like the color of just joy and happiness and cheer. It's really, really sweet. It's funny, like earlier in the reading, I was getting really strong vibes of like romantic love, which I definitely think is here for you this month. But then this is also bringing in like a really nice familial feeling, like family coming together, like deepening family bonds. Maybe you're with successful outcome to your problems. Maybe you're like working through issues with a family member and finding harmony with them. But I want to tell you guys, like, your relationships all across the map, they just look so beautiful this month. Your romance, your friends, your family, it's really, really so sweet to see. And again, I keep wanting to reiterate to you guys, like, just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. So I don't know, like, even I feel this way, like, when I'm going through my life and it's like everything's going so well. It's going a little bit too well. You know how you get into that mindset of like, there's no way everything could be this happy, but it keeps coming through, like, enjoy it. Enjoy it. You deserve this kind of pure happiness. You deserve, yes, a rose without thorns. I just got the Rose Oracle deck recently, and there's a card that on it that says Rose Without Thorns. And it's like, let's get over this idea that do these roses have thorns? Oh wait, some of them do. Never mind. But like, let's get over that idea that like, if everything's going well and everything's happy, there's got to be some catch. There's got to be some negative thing. I feel like this is a month where you really just get to enjoy pure, unfiltered happiness without worrying. Oh, that's really, really nice. Okay, so now let's take a look at your career and studies. Wow, we have the Knight of Coins, which is a really nice card to come out for career and studies. And then we have Wildflower with Freedom. Interesting. One thing I want to say about this Wildflower, the characteristic of it that I remember, at least from the guidebook, is that wherever the wildflower ends up, that's where the wildflower is going to grow and blossom. And so when this card comes out, it tells me that you guys are multi-talented, or that you're very like versatile. Your skills can be applied to many different things. And this is kind of your higher self saying to you, like, whatever work environment you find yourself in, or whatever field of study you find yourself in, you're going to kill it. You're going to be really, really good at it. I feel like you guys are one of those people who are just naturally good at whatever you do. And if you're hearing me saying this thinking like, no, I'm not, I would fight you. I would argue with you and be like, yes, you are. Like, you're a natural, and you're maybe a lot better and a lot more skilled than you give yourself credit for. But yeah, the Wildflower says that you guys could thrive in a number of different careers. You guys could thrive in a number of different fields of study, for example. And so maybe this message is coming through for those of you who have been like worrying, am I on the right path? Am I doing the right thing? And maybe for your soul, there is not necessarily like one specific job or one specific field of studies that you're like meant to be in. You're not meant to be limited to one thing. Maybe you will study many different things in this lifetime and have many different types of jobs in this lifetime, and you'll be good at all of them. And I think this is asking you to free yourself and not put so much pressure on like, I need to find one thing and do one thing. If there's one thing that you really, really want to do, that's a different story. But I'm just picking up that maybe some of you are like putting pressure on yourself that you need to do like one specific thing for the rest of your life, when maybe actually you're gonna like grow up and blossom in different environments. Or maybe you're in an experimental phase where you're trying out different things and seeing what sticks, and that's okay. Let yourself be free, let yourself be wild. There's this feeling of you guys being like letting loose, and how do I say it? Letting loose, opening up, being unfiltered, being unbridled. Maybe that's a good word, being unbridled. But also another meaning of this card could be that you guys are working towards financial freedom, or you're working towards like career freedom, like getting to pick your own schedule. Maybe this is indicating you guys being like a nomad. Like, I'm thinking of wildflowers blossoming up in all different places. Maybe you're working towards a career where you don't have a fixed base and you can travel wherever you want and work from there. And then in that case, I really like that the Knight of Coins came out like he's moving towards this freedom, because this is showing me that you guys are making amazing progress towards that goal of yours, whether your goal is financial freedom, whether it is schedule freedom, whether it's geographical freedom, or all of the above. Whatever like freedom and abundance you guys are working towards, the Knight of Coins is telling you guys that you are making steady progress towards it. You're making steady progress towards your goals, which makes me feel really, really good about this card. Your dreams need a practical plan, because I feel like you guys are moving towards your goals. And I feel like there's also this emphasis that, you know, this is not like a black and white, how do I describe it? It's not like I haven't reached my goal, and then one day, bam, I reach my goal. It's not like a 0 to 100 thing. It's something that's going to happen gradually. So in your case, working towards your goals, I'm seeing it less of like a breakthrough and more of something that slowly dawns on you, because this Taurus energy, this Knight of Pentacles energy, it's like this thing that creeps up on you slowly. So it's not like I don't have financial freedom, and then one day, bam, I made it, I'm financially free. It's something that comes into your life in stages. And so I feel like what we're seeing with this is that in August, you're starting to feel a little bit of signs of this lifestyle happening for you. or you're starting to feel more and more like, oh, I'm progressing towards the lifestyle that I want. So maybe this month, like we were talking about before, maybe you just make like 1 or 2 a little bit more like pricey purchases for yourself, or maybe you take like a couple extra days off because you have more freedom in your schedule. So it's not like a huge drastic change, but you can see like, oh, we're starting to make like slow and steady changes towards the type of freedom that I want. And I think that you're being encouraged here to celebrate those small victories and definitely to give yourself more credit. Sometimes when progress is slow, it's like undetectable, and we have to deliberately like look back to 3 months ago, 6 months ago, a year ago, and say, wow, I actually do have a lot more freedoms than I did before. I actually have a lot more flexibility in my schedule, or I actually do have more disposable income, and I'm actually going in a good direction. So celebrate your small wins and enjoy them. Again, I'm such a broken record, but enjoy it. And be patient with yourself. Consistency is key. And again, it's not like some breakthrough where you go from completely not living your dream lifestyle to completely living your dream lifestyle. It's gonna like seep into your life. It's gonna come in stages. And if you make a point to notice it, you will definitely notice a new stage coming in the month of August. So you're definitely on the right track. You guys are working really hard, and I'm super proud of you guys. Remember to take little breaks. Freedom can also be talking about that as well, because the Knight of Pentacles does work his butt off. He is working his butt off. So remember to give yourself breaks. Remember to be gentle with yourself, and remember that. And I feel like a message like this came up in group number 1 as well. Like, it's not a race, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, it's a lifelong journey. So enjoy the journey. Yes. Okay, so finally, we're going to take a look at the cards for spiritual and personal growth. So for your tarot card, wow, we have the Queen of Coins. And for your oracle card, we have nourishment. Wow, there's really not a challenging energy in this reading, huh? You guys are just sailing through this month. You are just cruising through this month. Enjoy it. Okay, so we have the Queen of Coins and nourishment. I really, really like, oh, and the flower is crocus or crocus. I don't know how to say it, but I really, really like these 2 cards together, because I often would interpret the Queen of Coins as like nurturing yourself, taking care of yourself, valuing yourself, getting into that energy where you feel like you deserve the world and you deserve the best of the best. And again, I'm going to reiterate, like with this Pentacles energy, with this Venus and Taurus energy, it's time for some of you guys to get nicer stuff for yourself, nicer possessions, and then to really value those possessions and keep them for a long time. You deserve it. And I feel like, and you know, this is very much like a take it if it resonates kind of message. I don't want to like encourage you guys to start irresponsibly spending money, but I feel like there are some of you guys who chose this group who it's like, you have it, but you're being unnecessarily frugal. And it's like you're skipping out on taking care of yourself, or you're skipping out on treating yourself when you really do deserve it and you really can have it. And I think that maybe what we're seeing here, because this is talking about growth, right? Like your spiritual growth, your personal growth. I think that what I'm seeing here is like a mindset shift where, you know, things that before we used to consider like frivolous or a waste of time, a waste of money, we're starting to see them as important and essential, especially when it comes to nourishing ourselves. So you guys might be investing more in food is coming up like really specifically for some reason, like it was mentioned before. Food, skincare, comfortable furniture, like a comfortable work chair, comfortable bed sheets, like, you know, putting a little bit more luxury or putting a little bit more comfort into your basic things that you use every day. You know, like we eat every day, we bathe every day, we use furniture every day, we sleep every day. You know, upgrading those objects that you use every day, it really, really is important for your comfort, for your well-being. for your overall happiness, for your overall joy. And I feel like maybe in the past you guys used to think like, oh, it's a waste of money to spend, like it felt indulgent. And I think you're realizing that taking care of yourself and investing in your comfort is not indulgent. It's important. It's like, it's a necessity. Or taking a day off to yourself is not a waste of time. It's not a luxury. It's, again, it's important. It's a necessity. It's a way to take care of yourself. So there's a little bit of a shift going on here where we're seeing the importance in, you know, we're not just making money to hoard it, and we're not just saving time so that we can use it to make more money. That makes us into like a machine. That makes us into a work machine or a money machine. We have to use some of those fruits of our labor and invest it back into ourselves. And so this is a part of your growth where you're like, yeah, I'm the queen of coins. I deserve the best. I deserve to be taken care of with the best quality that I can give myself. And I'm not going to see that like a waste anymore. Like, how dare I? It's not a waste to give to myself. It's not a waste to give myself pleasure and comfort and health and nourishment. And so I'm going to use my hard-earned gifts and use my wealth back on myself. And I'm not going to feel bad for it, and I'm not going to be sorry about it. Like, it's my responsibility to myself to take care of myself like this and nurture myself. So I'm really, really happy to see this too. Okay, so to finish off the reading, and I forgot about this in group 1, and then I had to go back and do it because this is usually a part of the reading that I don't do. Usually I just, finish off the reading here, but I wanted to take a couple cards from this deck today. These are oracle cards. They're really, really beautiful. And just leave off the reading with some extra messages for you guys to ponder. I may be interpreting them. I may not be. We'll see how it goes. I probably will because I like talking. I just wanted to take, I think it was 4 that I took for group number 1. Okay. Ooh, we have take a field trip. So take some time off. Maybe you're going on, maybe like, I don't know what days of the week August 3rd and 4th falls off, because it's a while from now when I'm filming this. But maybe like you're taking like a long weekend or taking a couple days off just to go on like a little trip and pamper yourself. Or maybe this is you going to visit someone who's long distance, because we did talk about that as well. We also have, deep intuition. Not surprised to see that. And probably don't have to further interpret this one, because this is definitely a reiteration of your psychic abilities being very heightened. We have finding balance. Definitely think that this is talking about finding a balance between your psychic self, who is very much up in the higher dimensions, and your 3D self, who is rooted in your physical body. Finding that balance between, exploring other realms, exploring other timelines, but also being here and now and being where you are. Okay, let's get one more. Also finding a work-life balance that feels good to you. Although there was quite a bit of hints here that in order to find balance, we have to give more priority to rest, to self-care, to our own pleasure, to our own comfort. And let's get one more. Woo! Okay, 2 more. Anything you want to find, it's out there somewhere. Make the best of it. Okay, so group number 2. These are all the messages I have for you guys, so I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a-cards where you get to choose a topic, that will be linked down below too. And I have a music channel. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song, so if you're interested in listening to the full version of that song or any of my other original songs, the music channel will be linked down below for you as well. Group number 2, I'm sending you so much love. I am so happy with this reading, so happy for you. I hope that you're feeling that amazing energy and that you have a wonderful month of August. And I'm sending lots of love to all of your loved ones as well, who exist in multitudes, and much love to your spiritual team. And thank you to Uriel for coming through as well and facilitating with this reading. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Hi number 3s, so if you guys chose the Sunstone and the You're on the Right Path card, this is going to be a reading all about your month of August 2022. So let's get right into it. We're going to start off with the general overview part of the reading. So in this first part, we are looking at the main energies that you're dealing with, the main themes of your month, and any significant events or changes. I'm sorry if you guys can hear the AC, by the way. It's just freaking hot today, so. Okay, so to start off, we have Courage with Archangel Ariel. Be courageous and stand up for your beliefs. And we also have Into Me I See. Okay, so for you guys, group number 3, and this is actually something I've kind of been seeing across all of the groups. But I feel like this month for you guys, one of the big themes is going to be your relationships and the strengthening of your relationships. It definitely feels like a collective energy, because now that I'm thinking about it, I was just filming a love reading the other day, and there was this theme throughout all of the groups of like, we're finding our loyal partners, like in both a romantic sense and a platonic sense. We're finding people who are here for the long haul and who truly value us and who truly commit to us. Like, we're getting real about our relationships. We want the real thing. We want the highest divine love. And I feel like the collective is really moving in that direction where like we're not settling for less anymore, and we're finding our soulmates, or we're finding the people with whom we can really experience a true love connection and a true trust and a true respect. And it's just a really beautiful energy, and I totally see that mirrored in this group. And I'm kind of seeing, like, of course the messages are different from group to group, but it's definitely a collective thing. Like, we're really improving our relationships and honoring the connections that do work for us and that do make us feel good, and really strengthening those bonds. And I just love to see that. And I love the lions in the background of this card, because it makes me think of the Strength card in tarot, which obviously I think that goes really well with this message of, you know, strengthening the bonds in your life. But also, my personal little interpretation of the Strength card in tarot is like soul best friends, like, you know, souls who are inseparable, souls who will be together through thick and thin, who will never, you know, give you up, never let you down, never run around and desert you, like that kind of energy. So I'm just really happy to see this. Oh my gosh, and also number 8, like the Strength card in tarot is also number 8, which is really, really cool. Anyway, so group number 3, the way I see this playing out in your relationships is that in a significant relationship for you this month, there is going to be some sort of confrontation that actually brings you closer to a loved one, or that brings you closer to somebody who plays a significant role in your life. And the feeling I'm kind of getting with this is that in August, you're being encouraged to speak up about something that has been bothering you, or that has been on your mind, but that you've kind of been quiet about because you didn't want to cause a confrontation, or it's like you didn't want to inconvenience the other person with your concerns, with your upset, with your needs. Some of you guys maybe just are like in a people-pleasing energy, or this is something you're working on, avoiding confrontation. The word like cool girlfriend is coming to my mind. You know, that like, I'm the cool girlfriend, nothing bothers me, you can do whatever you want. Like, I felt pressure to be in that role before, and I'm sure like others out there can relate as well. Or even like the cool friend or the cool employee, like, yeah, I'm good, I'll take on all of that extra work. Or like, oh, you didn't respond to me for 3 weeks, that's okay. You know, just taking stuff that actually kind of bothers you, or dismissing your own needs because you don't want to like make the other person uncomfortable, or you don't want to inconvenience them. And I feel like in August, you're really being called to stand up for what you want and what you expect in the relationship, and say like, if we want to have a strong connection, I'm gonna need this and this and this, and I'm gonna not need this and this and this. And that might be scary, but I feel like once you speak up, I know once you speak up, you're going to be received well, and this is going to cause the relationship to grow even closer. It's like you're opening up the door for a conversation about how can we be better partners towards each other? How can we be better friends towards each other? How can we work better together? And these can be very tough conversations to start, but they're important. I literally just had a conversation like this with my partner yesterday, and I was so freaking nervous, but it turned out really nicely. So I can say from experience, and Archangel Ariel can say too, stand up for what you believe, stand up for what you know that you deserve, and be brave and start those conversations. This Into Me I See card, I think it's a play of words to like intimacy. I'm pretty sure it is. And this is also a card that's related to the sacral chakra, which is all about intimacy, which is all about developing close connections with other people. So it fits very, very well into this energy. And also the sacral chakra is related to the element of water, which has to do with our emotions. So this is really about letting out your emotions, which takes a lot of courage. And actually, there is a message coming through for some of you that this is actually about you looking into yourself, because some of you guys, it's like you've been accommodating other people for so long, or like dismissing your own needs and concerns for so long, that it's just become like a second nature. And it's almost like for some of you, it hasn't even like occurred to you to think about what it is that you really want. Like, oh wait, I have an opinion about what I want. Like, I have needs. Like, I'm allowed to, okay, shit, let me look within and see what they actually are. It's like, I feel like for some of you, this is maybe not for the first time, but like getting back into the habit of looking within yourself and saying like, how do I feel right now? Do I feel uncomfortable in this connection? Do I feel some lack? Do I feel like a need or want of mine is going unmet? Like, is there something that I need to ask for? Like, what do I need? What do I want? This can also be referring to the relationship with yourself, and like getting to know what it is that actually makes you feel happy and cared for, and really feel like held in a connection. But yes, this month is all about like speaking up about those things and really deepening your intimacy with the people in your life. And this can apply to any sort of relationship. Romantic is one that is coming to my mind, like your significant other or your love interest. But it could also, like, work relationships weirdly is coming up, like maybe having a talk with your employer or like your coworker, like, can you not dump so much stuff on me? Or like, can you give me some notice? Or, you know, something that you had just been letting slide, like you're not gonna let it slide anymore, and you're gonna speak up about it. And this doesn't mean that you're like telling them off or anything. And remember, like the Strength card in tarot, strength is not about being like the loudest person, and it's not about being aggressive. That's why the lion in the card is like, I don't know if submissive is the right word, but the lion is being gentle with the woman, because true strength can be conveyed calmly and peacefully. So it's not about you being like, yeah, well, I mean, if you want to tell someone off, I'm not going to stop you, but it doesn't have to be this like you know, angry, like tough confrontation. It can be conveyed in a very like gentle and kind way. And I do think that you're really going to be received well. And it's also an opportunity for you to get to understand yourself better and, you know, what it is that you really want out of your connections and what it is that you don't want. And, you know, sort of getting acquainted with your own boundaries because you're placing importance on them. So let's take a look now at your astro cards and see what else we can uncover about the main themes of this month. Yeah, I'm not surprised. We have the air element with communicating. This is a very, very straightforward message. Communication is key. Improving communication in your relationships. You could also be dealing with air signs or an air sign this month. Gemini, oh my god, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. You could also be dealing with a Leo person because we had a lot of that like strength energy here. And then we have the number 8. We also have 39, which would reduce to, let's reduce it to 12. Because I want to say that perhaps the dates between the 8th and the 12th of August could be significant for you guys, because that's like a little thing I've been doing throughout the groups, is looking at these numbers. So the 8th to the 12th could be, yeah, significant periods for like big changes coming or important conversations. If you guys have been waiting for any sort of news, waiting for any sort of results regarding something that you have submitted, something that you've applied for, something that you've ordered, I feel like you're getting that news back in the month of August. You're getting that communication, that result that you've been waiting for in the month of August. And I feel like tension is being released this month. So some of you guys, maybe like you're waiting to hear back about something, you're waiting for some test result, you're waiting for like the result of an interview, an exam result or something like that. And you, like that tension is building up, like, I can't take it anymore. Like, what's it gonna be? And then the tension releases. This is the kind of vibe that I'm getting. So I'm feeling like any communications coming in for you guys this month, it is gonna be a positive result. Maybe you guys have been really on edge because like you don't know how somebody in your life is feeling and you need to have a conversation about your feelings. Basically any communication coming to you, the reality is much less scary than what your brain might have been imagining when it was, you know, left up to your imagination, which was also something I was doing yesterday. This reading's kind of calling me out a little bit. I also find, you know what, I can relate to like a lot of the messages in the readings today, which is really cool, because sometimes I'm just doing the reading and I'm like, I don't know, can't relate, but I'm like relating today. I feel connected to you guys, and I also just feel more and more like the collective is going through similar things together, or at least our community is. That's what it really feels like. Okay, so the next, the next card that we have is Cardinal, and Cardinal is about setting things into motion. Cardinal is about taking action. Yeah, this really matches well, like you guys speaking up, you guys starting conversations that need to be had. Some of you guys might want to follow up with someone, with an individual or an organization. Like if you haven't heard back from somebody and you're just kind of waiting and you're like, you know, I don't want to bother them. I don't want to double text them. It could really be as simple as just being like, hey, I'm just following up about blah, blah, blah. And they'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, I got busy. And then you can have the conversation that you want to have. But it's like some of you guys are keeping quiet and just waiting and waiting and waiting for some communication because you don't want to bother somebody, or you don't want to come off as like overbearing, or you don't want to come off as desperate or something like that. And I feel like you're totally getting the green light here. Like follow up. If you're waiting for communication, follow up and it will come to you very, very quickly. Cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. So Libra has been mentioned twice, but those signs could be significant as well. And then we have Aquarius, which is another air sign. And again, a message which ties in very, very well. And I'm not surprised to see is show the world the real you with the full moon in Aquarius. it's interesting. It kind of went through my mind when we were speaking about the 8th to the 12th. These are dates that are like leading up to the full moon in August. I'm not sure of the exact date, but it would be sometime around the middle of the month. So I feel like the 8th to the 12th is probably like the days leading up to the full moon. And I feel like there's a message here for you guys. Like if there's anything that you've been wanting to get off your chest, or anything that's been bothering you, or any conversation that you've been wanting to have, like have that conversation and get it off your chest before the full moon if you can. And wait a minute, isn't the full moon in August the full moon in Aquarius? I'm like 90% sure it is. I'll put a subtitle if I'm wrong, but I'm like quite certain that the full moon in August is a full moon in Aquarius. So it's like, tie up loose ends before the full moon, get stuff off your chest, tell people how you feel, speak up before the full moon. I don't know why. I don't know why it is, but that's what Archangel Ariel is telling you. And I also want to talk about this image, which it tends to really stand out to me when it comes out in readings. One thing is that this person is nude, so it means that she's exposed. It means that she's bearing all, and also she's pouring out this jug of water. And water, oh, didn't we speak about that before? Water is representative of our emotions. So it's like she's pouring out all of her emotions, and you can see, you know, she's been holding it above her head. That must be so heavy, almost like these emotions, these concerns have been looming over you. They've literally been hanging over your head, and it's time to just whoosh, it's time to dump them all out. It's time to get everything out. Everything that you know how to put into words just came through. Like if you're still kind of ruminating and you don't know how to express it, take your time, but fully formed emotions you know how to put into words, it's time to express them. Okay, so now we have our tea leaf oracle cards, and these are going to represent, they could be specific events this month, things to look forward to, things to look out for, or just any other messages from your spirit guides. So we have fire, strong emotion, passionate love or hate. We have bread, period of prosperity and abundance. And hand, in need of help, assistance, and guidance. Okay, I can definitely see how these tie into the previous messages, but there's also a new and kind of random message coming through that some of you guys might be getting into like baking or cooking in the month of August. I just saw bread and I saw fire, and I thought about like something baking in the oven, something, maybe there's like, you know, when you say, what is that expression? Like there's a bun in the oven, or like when someone's pregnant, maybe there's gonna be a pregnancy announced, whether it's you or someone else. It definitely doesn't have to be you. But no, I was thinking of like cooking and baking. So you guys might be getting into that. This month I'm having like the nice warm smells of a bakery in my mind's nose, and also like just doing things with your hands in general. You know, like if you're baking, you could be like kneading the thing, or like whisking, just enjoying activities with your hands. That might be something that you're just getting into in the month of August, or that you're considering getting into. It could also be something kind of crafty, like, I don't know, scrapbooking or knitting, or I don't know, my sister likes to do a lot of DIY stuff, which I think is really, really cool. I really admire that. I never really got into it myself, but I think it's super cool. So you guys might be getting into some kind of crafty stuff this month as well. But, you know, going to this fire, it's interesting that it says passionate love or hate. So these conversations that are being had this month, for some of you guys, they might be, I don't want to say it's a negative conversation, because it's constructive and it's bringing you closer to someone, but you might have to be addressing negative things. For others of you, you might be addressing positive things. So maybe the thing you want to get off your chest to someone is like, I like you, I love you, I want to move in with you, you know, like something positive that you've been feeling about someone else. But it's like, we got to get all of it out, the positive or the negative. And Another one, there's a lot of interpretations in this. I love these cards, like combining them together is so fun. Passion, turning your passion into bread, turning your passion into prosperity and abundance. So the energy is really favorable for you guys this month, starting this month and moving forward, to make money out of something that you are very passionate about, or channeling your passion into something that can make you money. And again, I want to mention, it's like passionate love or hate. So for some of you, this is like, yes, I'm doing what I love and I'm making money off it and it's awesome. For others of you, this could even be an energy where, like, if you're angry, if you're feeling anger or like disdain or like rage, I feel like this is saying you can channel that into your work. Like, let that help you. Channel that into your work, channel that into your creativity, and basically alchemize it into money. Like, if someone's pissing you off, take that anger and channel it into something and it will make you money. And then you can be like, thanks for pissing me off. You just gave me strength. You just gave me motivation. It's like when you're, like, okay, I do like boxing sometimes. And if you pretend like whatever it's called, the thing that you punch, it's not actual boxing. It's like exercise that involves boxing moves. I don't actually know how to real box, but like if you pretend the thing that you're punching is like something that you're angry at, or like a situation that is pissing you off, it makes you like put more strength into it, and then it makes you more buff. So it like works out positively for you. So I think that you can channel your passionate emotions in a positive way. And yeah, for many of you, I feel like that involves making a work out of your passion or making money out of your passion, which is really, really cool. But yeah, like your passion is going to help you make money. Or somebody might be coming in to give you advice. Yeah, there's some of you guys who are like really creative. You have a lot of potential and you're really passionate about something. But when it comes to like the practical steps of how to get the ball rolling and how to take action, it's like you might be kind of overwhelmed or like lost as to where to start. And so a mentor could be like coming to give you help, like, I want to start a YouTube channel, but I don't know where to start. There's so many things to learn. And or like, I don't know, I want to make music, but I don't know where to start, or you know, whatever it might be. And so, you know, this in need of help, assistance, and guidance is like someone's coming in and showing you how to make your passion and make your potential into bread, into money. Okay, so this concludes the general overview part of the reading. I'm going to take a sip of water because I talked a lot more than I was expecting. And let's get into the specific areas of your life now. So as you can see, we have a tarot card and an oracle card each for the areas of, oh, actually you got two here. Two fell out, so I took both of them. Also, I just saw 2222, just to let you guys know, in case that number has been following you around. It was just 2222 on the camera. But yes, what was I saying? We have tarot and oracle cards of various quantities for love and relationships, career and studies, and spiritual and personal growth. So let's start off with your love and relationships. So for your tarot card, we have the Two of Swords. And for your oracle card, we have Lotus with Enlightenment. Okay, whenever I see a lotus, I think of that symbolism of the lotus like growing up through the mud and blooming cleanly, you know, like blooming untouched. It pushes its way through the crap and it blooms beautifully. That's like the symbolism that I always think of when a lotus comes up. There's a message of like connections can be repaired. With honest communication, connections can be repaired. So if any of you guys have been like having conflicts with someone significant in your life, or maybe you're in a separation, or you're feeling a little bit pessimistic about the direction a connection of yours is going in, but you really do care about the connection, I feel like this is saying like it's possible to save the connection, or it's possible to put the past behind us and have a brighter future with this person. And you don't need to give up. Like, if you really care for someone but you're discouraged about the direction it's going in, it's like, don't give up. Don't get discouraged. We can make this connection better. We can work things out. We can make it work. So that's one message that's coming through quite strongly. It's interesting how the fire is like coming up. It feels like something is time sensitive, because the Two of Swords is about like having to make a decision, right? We have to choose between two paths. And with the fire coming up like this, to me it looks like, oh, like you got to make this decision before the fire reaches you, or something like that. Like, time is of the essence. We've got to make this decision. It's so weird. I don't know why it's coming up like you need to have conversations and get things off your chest before the full moon. I don't know if like someone's going to turn into a werewolf or something. I don't know, but that's just a strong message that's coming through that's kind of enigmatic. Yeah, there's like a bit of a mysterious message here, because the Two of Swords is like, I have to make this decision in a relationship of mine, but I don't know which is the right way, because it's like you don't have enough information to make your decision. You don't have the answers you need to make your decision. So with enlightenment coming up next to this, I feel like in the month of August, those of you who have been struggling to make a decision in your relationship, like, should I stay or go? Should I wait or move on? Person A or person B? You know, any sort of decision like that. Should I put like stricter boundaries, or should I cut ties entirely? Should I give this person another chance? Like, these sorts of things. With enlightenment, it's like in the month of August, you're gonna get some kind of information that makes the answer clear to you. And that's all I'm seeing. So there's like a little bit of an enigmatic energy surrounding like this relationship part of your reading, where maybe like it's not time to reveal everything just yet. But just know that any decision you're struggling to make in your relationships right now, you will get all of the information that you need to confidently make the decision and not feel like, oh, I'm just taking a leap of faith. Oh, I'm just taking a stab in the dark. It's like, okay, I have all the information I need now. I can make like an educated decision and know that I'm making the right choice. So I would even like hold off on making decisions in your relationships if you're unsure. Because, and I feel like Archangel Ariel's like, I keep wanting to say it's Archangel Ariel who's giving you this message. If you feel unsure, don't make the decision yet, because Archangel Ariel is going to make sure that you have all the information you need to feel like 100% sure about your choice, and that that's coming to you before August, and that that's likely coming to you before the full moon as well. Maybe this too, because swords are very fast. This could be saying like within the first 2 weeks of the month, you're going to have your answer and you're going to be able to make the decision. So, you know, you might be feeling like, oh, the fire's closing in on me. I'm feeling pressure, or like, I don't like things being left up in the air anymore. I don't like feeling this unease anymore. I just want to make this decision and get it over with. And she's saying like, just wait, because some information is coming. And then you can make it not having to worry about the what ifs. Like, you will choose A, not thinking like, oh, but what would have happened if I chose B? You're like, no, fuck option B. Like, because you know what's going on. Like, yep, it's A, it's that one. So yeah, kind of a mysterious message. At least as for me as an outsider, it feels mysterious, but maybe you guys know exactly what this is talking about. So next, for your career and studies, for your tarot card, we have the Eight of Wands. And wow, for your oracle card, we have Tiger Lily with wealth. So that matches with this bread message. We have wealth and period of prosperity and abundance coming through. Okay, group number 3. And I love, you guys chose the Sunstone and the card that says you're on the right path. So probably like you guys are already working towards something that you're passionate about, or in the month of August, you're going to start working on a passion project or like pursuing the career that you're really, really passionate about. Wealth, probably I don't have to explain that, especially it's very obvious in like a career part of the reading that you guys are doing really, really well financially and some new wealth is coming to you. So if you are an employee, this could be like a raise or a bonus that is coming to you. You could be reaching a significant financial goal. So like if you had a specific goal, I want to save up, I want to have X amount of money in my bank account, or I want to make X amount of money this month, or something like that. I feel like you're definitely reaching that goal this month, and you may even be surpassing it with the Eight of Wands, because the Eight of Wands kind of does the most. Like she really goes above and beyond. So you might even be, you will likely actually be surpassing these goals, or like if you're getting a raise, it's like more than you expected. And for those of you who are self-employed, like you have your own business, there's like a really big influx this month, like a big influx of customers, of business coming to you, of offers coming to you, of like partnerships, sponsorships, whatever relates to your career, or like people wanting to, even like people wanting to interview you, or like wanting to cover your story or something like that. There's a lot of buzz around you. There's a lot of business coming your way. The Eight of Wands means that things are moving really, really quickly. Some of you guys, it's like a growth, an unprecedented growth in your career or in your business that you don't really know how to deal with. And so, you know that meme of like the dog in the burning house and he's like, this is fine. You kind of feel like that, but in a good way. Like, okay, the ball's rolling now. Like, we're making money, we're killing it, like the pressure's on, but I got to figure out how to manage all of these messages that are coming in, all of these requests that are coming in. I'm making all this money out and I don't know what to do with it. Like I need to figure out where to invest it. It's like this influx of abundance or business, and now it's like, shit, this is like a little bit overwhelming. I'm really grateful, I'm really happy it's here, but I'm so frazzled because I have a million things to think about. So, I just realized, in need of help, assistance, and guidance, some of you guys might be needing help in your career now. Like you might need to hire an assistant or have an assistant hired for you, or you might need to, like if you have your own business, you might need to increase your staff, or like maybe you need some advice like on how to manage your schedule or how to make administrative things more efficient. Like I remember when I first started doing personal readings, I didn't really have on my radar that like calendar apps were a thing. So I was like booking everything by email. And then my sister was like, hey, have you heard of Calendly? And it just like, it was such a game changer. I didn't know that you could do that. Also, oh no, that's too embarrassing. There was something really, really obvious about like computer that I didn't know, and I was doing things so inefficiently. It was one of those things where like I was doing things one at a time when you can just like, there's like a function where you can do it all at the same time. Oh man, yeah. Anyway, so it's like you guys need to learn how to do things more efficiently and how to manage all of these new, amazing yet overwhelming things that are coming your way. It's a good kind of stress to have. It's a good kind of pressure to have. Like it's better than the opposite. Okay, so now we are going to look at your cards for spiritual and personal growth. And you guys got, like we saw before, you guys got an extra oracle card. They both fell out. And usually if two fall out, I just put them both back and keep shuffling. But I really, really felt like you guys needed both. So I took both. So for your tarot card, we have the Knight of Swords. So yeah, things are speeding up for you guys this month. Things are accelerating. Those of you who have been in a stagnant energy, like you feel like not much is changing, not much is progressing, you feel stuck, I think you will really, really like the energy this month. You're just like, giddy up. Yeah. But all of these cards are speedy, I do have to say. And then for your first oracle card, we have Gladiolus with strength. So like themes of strength are coming through quite a bit. And then we have pride, strength and pride. I feel like this is literally saying like you guys should be proud of how strong you are. Definitely this message applies for those of you who are speaking up for yourself and starting kind of difficult conversations in your connections so that you can have a closer and a more understanding relationship with each other. You should definitely be proud of that. It takes a lot of courage to speak up for yourself. Even if that person is very, very close to you, it still takes a lot of courage. But also, just, you know, carrying on with the theme of speed, I feel like you guys can be really, really proud of yourself with how well you're handling this transition. It's funny, I feel like there's, which group was it? I don't remember. Another one of the groups, they were also transitioning into their dream lifestyle, into their abundant lifestyle, you know, starting to live a life and do work that they were passionate about, but their transition was a lot more gradual. So their reading was about like, slow down and celebrate your small wins. And this group is like, nah, like this new life is being like dumped on you. It's like blowing up. It's happening really fast. Everything you want is tumbling in and your lifestyle is changing very, very quickly. And you're adapting to it really freaking well. So remember to celebrate yourself, give yourself a pat on the back. Like, you're adapting really, really well to this new lifestyle, to your new responsibilities, to the new work that's coming in. You're managing your new money that's coming in really, really well. And you should be very proud of yourself. And you should also remember to take a little break sometimes. I also want to say, I feel like some of you guys had this idea of yourself that like you're lazy, or that you're not productive, or that you're like a slow learner. And you're really, really proving those limiting beliefs wrong this month. You're realizing that when you actually, excuse my language, but like when you actually give a shit about what you're doing and you're actually passionate about it, you become so hardworking, so productive, such a fast learner. You become so alert, you become so driven. It's like you just needed that thing to light the spark in your heart. And it wasn't fair to judge your abilities when you were doing stuff that didn't light you up or that you didn't really care about. So I think you're challenging some of those limiting beliefs. Like, wow, I am extremely intelligent. I am extremely quick to catch on. I'm adaptable. I'm versatile. I'm responsible. I'm organized. I'm productive. Yes, you are all of these things, or you can be all of those things when your heart is in it. And you're honoring that part of yourself, I think. Like, if I'm going to do a good job, my heart has to be in it. And that's beautiful, and I'm going to honor that. And I'm not going to judge myself on my ability to do things I don't care about. So yeah, like, I think your pride in yourself is really growing this month, as it freaking should. And you're realizing how capable you are, which is, oh, I love that for you guys. Okay, so to finish off the reading, I did want to take a few cards from this oracle deck. This is a new deck that I just got, and it's really, really beautiful, and I love the messages on it. So I'm just going to take a few of these to close off the reading. I might interpret them, I might not. I feel like I have been interpreting most of them, but they're just like little messages to send you off on your way. What messages do you have for group number 3? This is so weird. In addition to cooking and baking and stuff, some of you guys might want to like clear out your pantry or clear out your fridge in the month of August, because, you know, things can just sit there in the back, you know, and there may be some expired things that you want to throw away, or some things that are a little funky, or some things that are still good and that you want to use or eat. Okay, let's see. Group number 3. We have gratitude. Yeah, I feel like when you're going so fast, remember that a lot of the things you've been wishing for are happening this month in your relationships, in your career. And yes, it's, you know, it's hard to stay on top of things, but don't get so lost in the mentality of like, oh, I have to get this done and this done and this done and this done. It's like, stop every now and then to just take a second and be like, wow, I'm so grateful that I'm living my dream life. Like, try not to get too much in that administrative mode and managing your tasks mode that you forget to like stop and look around and realize all of the blessings around you. Be clear about what you want. That's a good thing to think about before August kicks off. Be clear about what you want. The Eight of Wands also means that the energy for you to manifest is really, really ripe right now. So if you guys are scripting, if you guys are visualizing, be very, very specific. Not as a general rule, because sometimes that's not the vibe. Sometimes the vibe is be open. But I feel like right now, the vibe is be very, very specific about what you want. Because you can get every last thing on your list. That's what the energy's like right now. You know, it's like you're ordering a custom-made lifestyle. And then we have curiosity. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Oh, I really like that. I like how these come out together because they did. Yeah, because they did come out together. I like the way that they go together. It doesn't have to be perfect, and curiosity. It's like, rather than, I feel like this has to do with your work, rather than being so quick to judge, like, that was a mistake, I did that wrong, maybe something turning out differently, like, will open a door to doing things in a different way. This is a very easy example. Like, when I'm making music, a lot of the time, I think a lot of the time, stuff that I end up putting in my song, like, I didn't make that sound on purpose. It was just like something that happened by accident, or like I was playing around and I was like, oh, you know? So like, it's important not to, like, I guess, stick to one way of doing things, or like be so quick to deem outliers as a mistake, or like little flukes as something that shouldn't have happened, because maybe there's a little nugget in there of, you know, something really interesting, you know? Yeah, I hope that made sense. It made a lot of sense in my head, but like, you know, stay curious about the imperfections and see what they could lead to, rather than being like, an imperfection, I have to fix that. Just let it sit there for a while and see if it inspires you to do things in a different way, or like, oh yeah, we could work with that. Like, what do you have to offer me, imperfection? I feel like that's kind of the vibe. Yes. Okay, so group number 3, those are all the messages I have for you today, so I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick a cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. And I have a music channel. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song, so if you're interested in listening to that one or any of my other songs, the music channel will be linked down below for you as well. Group number 3, I'm sending you so much love to your spiritual team, and to Archangel Ariel. Thank you very much for being here and for helping us through this reading, and I wish you guys an amazing month of August, and I'm so excited for you guys. And yes, sending lots of love again, even though I think I already said that. You can never have too much. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.